Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Gunpla review, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Gundam Astray No Name from Gundam Build Divers. Of course, this video right here would not be possible if it wasn't for those awesome people over at Hobbylink Japan. So as usual, if you want one of your own, then check out that link down there in the description. Moving right on into the aesthetics of this kit, and this is what it will look like right out of the box, snapped together with the stickers and quite a bit of panel lining. Of course, it goes without saying that the mecha in the series, the No Name, is absolutely awesome. It looks cool, it is cool, but sadly the translation to plastic is not so great. Of course, the most obvious issue is the color. This is not the black that we were expecting. You could argue that the whole color tone of that episode was that kind of reddish maroon color, and the color on this kit right here is reflecting that, but the original art, the original pictures we saw of this kit, and even the color pages in the manual show these sections as black, and honestly, I prefer the black. Whatever happened, there was an absolutely major screw up somewhere, and it seems like the case of the brownish red Rose in Zulu strikes again. Ignoring that massive color discrepancy and just taking this kit as it is, this is an incredibly cool and edgy design. It looks fantastic, well, ignore the piss yellow stickers, but all in all, this thing's looks is its strongest suit without a doubt. There's so many little points on this kit that just look so good. That transparent blue section on the head, those absolutely epic looking forward facing horns. Personally, I love a model kit with an asymmetrical design, it looks great here. Those are some of the best looking feet I've ever seen on a kit, and all in all, like I said, the looks are this thing's strongest point, and the No Name is a beautiful looking Gundam. Moving straight into the accessories, and here's the Gundam Astray No Name with everything that it comes with. First up is the green beam effect that connects into the Gauntlet Saber. This is a really cool looking one that comes from the Gundam X kit. Definitely a lot nicer looking than your regular vanilla beam effects. However, I will mention that it slots in at a bit of an odd angle, and only this angle. And what's odd about it is it doesn't line up with the slashing angle of the arm, so it always looks like it's hitting with the flat side of the beam. A bit weird. Next, of course, is the main event, and that is the No Name unit itself. And getting the negative points out of the way first, it doesn't seamlessly transform, it parts forms. There's no grabby gauntlet form, a big letdown, and honestly it looks downright rubbish from behind in X-Connect mode. Besides that though, it does look pretty damn cool. The articulation on here is mainly just for the transformation's sake, so you won't get much out of it in D extension mode, not much at all. It looks absolutely stellar in B Smart Gun mode, and in my humble opinion, this is really where it shines. It looks like one beast of a weapon. Finally then, there is X-Connect mode, again looking fantastic, but only from the front. Like I mentioned before, it does look a bit, or should I say very meh from the back. It just looks unfinished. Moving on to the articulation, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are a bit sick of me saying that some aspects of some Build Divers and Build Fighters kits suck because of the older kit that they're based on, but this time around I have to say that this is a first right here. When it comes to articulation, the new 2018 parts are the source of the woes. They've actually made the articulation on this kit worse than the 2013 Astray that it's based on. We've got absolutely nothing at the waist. These flappy little bits that stick out in the thighs will get in the way unless you tilt the hips. The knees barely bend at all, and I'm not just talking about that big bulky leg. That goes for the other leg as well, they just don't bend that well. And lastly, I do not know what they were thinking with the elbows. They went from this on the original 2013 design to this right here. That's rubbish. They can't even bend any more than 90 degrees. Pathetic. Speaking of the arms, there is a bit of an interesting addition on the runners. The No Name itself has no right forearm or hand whatsoever, but there is enough parts left over in the box to build a right arm if you want to. And speaking of aspects of the build, if you're like me, when it comes to an asymmetrical kit, you wonder, is there any possibility of building both versions of either side of it? And by both versions, I mean the full robot as if it was one side or the other, and the answer is not really, definitely not in this guy. All you really can do is build a left or right leg of either variant, but for the rest of the kit you can't because they don't swap over to the other side. So what I'm talking about is the waist. This part in the chest doesn't connect as there's no connecting slot on the left hand side. And finally, that entire arm over there on the right, all the parts on that are only that side's version, they can't flip around. So sadly, if you do go out and buy two of these, you won't be able to build 2 variants of this Gundam, which is absolutely wasted potential. Such a disappointment. So that is it for the review, and I know there was quite a bit of complaining in it, but this kit is not up to spec, not up to standard whatsoever. So that means I'm gonna have to give this a Mecha Gaikotsu Bronze Dokuro. It does have some saving graces, and that of course is its looks. If it's just standing there on your shelf, it's gonna look fantastic. Whether or not you like the black or not, that doesn't affect that point. And if you want it black, you can paint it. However, as for the rest of the aspects of this kit, I feel this right here is a rush job. I mean, how long after this was announced did it come out? A month? A month and a bit? Not that long at all. I know Bandai like to announce their kits before they show in the anime, which is a bit of a spoiler, but it does build hype and pre-orders. But this is a kit that could have taken more time. They built a brand new Galbaldi before the Galbaldi rebate came out, and what this needed was an Astray revive before this came out. Everyone loves the Astray. Well, most people love the Astray. And if Bandai made a revive of the Astray, especially the red frame, it would have sold like hotcakes, and then could have based this on that, and it would have been so much better. So for this kit, it's all looks and no substance. But anyway, that is it for the review. If you do actually want one of your own, check out that link down there in the description. Get yours at Hobbylink Japan. As always, make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews, and I'll see you next time.